Mountain on ABC.
That's Incredible has brought attention to stories about people who have so much going against them that, well, they've refused to give up. Each is an incredible success story against odds that are so overwhelming it becomes unbelievable. Such is the story of 16-year-old Scott Key.
In Binghamton, New York, 16-year-old Scott Key usually gets up early. He wants to get a head start on the competition.
I was born missing a few parts, mostly my legs below my knees, my right hand, and some of the fingers on my left arm. It hasn't really slowed me down that much. I do as much as I can. I try and keep up with everybody else. If I feel I can't do something, I'll tell them I can't do that. And most of the time, people will understand what I'm doing.
He's a tiger. He goes after whatever he wants, and he always has from the time he was an infant. So you don't stop that kind of a personality. You just sort of have to help it grow. That's his personality. He goes after what he wants.
Ever since he was 6 years old, he wanted to compete as a wrestler. He wears his artificial legs for most of the day, but when it's time for wrestling practice, the leg devices have to go. Scott is now in his element.
Sure, but his mother thinks his birth defects are the result of extensive x-rays she received while pregnant with Scott.
Whatever the reason, Scott doesn't care. He does almost everything other wrestlers do.
Some things he does better. Scott can beat many of the wrestlers in this room.
Wrestling is a sport of strength, stamina, balance, and Scott has all of those.
At times, he actually moves with the grace of a gymnast who happens to be short.
Well, the only thing I really had trouble with is my height. Everybody's usually, they're really taller than me, so it's kind of hard when I'm trying to get a move that I need leverage for and I need more height for, like a headlock or something. And it's just, so I have to work more at the lower body than I do up top. I don't really have that much trouble with bridging. I just use my neck and my shoulders mostly, or my neck and my elbows mostly. So I don't really miss my ankles or anything. I guess if I had them, I'd miss them, but I don't miss them. So it depends on the move. If there's something that requires that you have to hold a person a certain way, then I have to figure out another way that I can do it and still make the move come out right. Some moves I can't do, and so those are moves I just try not to use in the match. That'll make me lose the match. But usually I just try and stick with the moves that I know how to do, that I can do.
Some wrestlers don't want to wrestle Scott. They're reluctant to touch him. They're very hesitant to go out on a mat against him. Other wrestlers, it affects differently. They don't mind wrestling him. They've seen him wrestle. And they think it's a challenge because now he's made a name for himself, and he's a good wrestler. If you beat Scott, you beat a good wrestler.
What are being found weight class senior high? Man number 2, Scott Key Curtis. Man number 2.
We filmed Scott at a tournament at King's College in Pennsylvania. Scott is a tournament veteran. Last season, he finished 5th in the New York State Finals for freestyle wrestling and went almost as far in the regular wrestling tournament. He has a record that is better than most normally equipped young men.
But today, Scott had his troubles. His opponent was as fast as he.
In wrestling, points are awarded for various moves that gain or hold an advantage over an opponent. The wrestler does not have to pin his opponent to the mat. He can win on points. Scott got behind early and had to fight his way back.
Circling cautiously, he picked his time to strike.
2 points for a takedown. 6 points to go for a tie.
Scott was now in control, but he had to score more points or go for a pin.
The match is stopped when the wrestlers go off the edge of the mat. Scott had a chance for more moves, but time was running out.
One last move at the end, but Scott loses 12-8.
I lost, you know, everybody loses, and if I blamed everything that I did wrong in my life on my birth defect, then I'd just be on my birth defect all the time. He is a good wrestler, so he proved that right now he is a better wrestler than I am. And that's pretty much the way I'd try and look at it. I was born with a birth defect, not a handicap. My body was defected. I had a choice to make it a handicap or leave it just as a birth defect. Now I feel that I have left it as a birth defect because it hasn't slowed me down. A birth defect is what you're born with, and a handicap is what you make of it.
Scott Key, born with the heart of a lion.